Hello, motherfuckers, and welcome to Impact Sports. This is going to be an amazing show where we will be discussing many things, but mostly Impact motherfucking sports.
Impact Sports, where you hit
I'm here with
people
my
and it's
co-host.
legal.
That is correct. It is a controlled aggression, totally illegal, and in fact encouraged.
hmm
And I'm here with my co-host Corey, motherfucking Compian. How are you today, young sir?
Doing great, just living the life, being handsome.
Did you end up in Tokyo in this purple city? It looks beautiful back there.
It's the
Is there
purple city
any
you see here. There's this little monkey man. He's the Discord man. You have one behind you as well. That's how
Disco
you
Monkey
know.
Man? Yeah, yeah. My guy's over here swimming a little bit. He's
Yep.
chilling. We're gonna talk a little bit of today. I think we're doing a little talk about football. There may be some talk about the other impact sports as well. But I think our primary discussion will be towards the NFL to start our young podcast off. We're going to lean on the big old crutch of the NFL, one of the most talked about sports, and arguably the king of sports out there nowadays. The TV rights and what people pay to throw commercials on the Super Bowl would probably dispute all that. But anyway,
I think it's probably still soccer. I think just because the entire world plays soccer. But football is way more fun, so I'm willing to agree with you based off my personal preferences.
the United States market, Corey, and that is what we're talking about here. Hey, but you're probably
Fair
right. The
enough.
world market probably is better. But as far as the United States market, it is probably football, and it is just concluded yet another season when the Rams beat you old Cincinnati Bengals. Seeing Joey B in his second season show up to the Super Bowl was quite amazing. Actually, that was what I was most impressed about. It was always good to see my boy Matty Stafford get a Super Bowl. Wish he would have done it over the Buccaneers. He would have just gone literally any other path or any other year. That would have been great. But either way, happy to see our boy Matty Stafford get it. Corey, how do you feel about young Matty Stafford as he was stranded in Detroit for many years? We have watched our boy Matty Stafford be mediocre to bad, and then he gets to a good team, suddenly starts to look like a real quarterback in the NFL, delivers a Super Bowl to the young LA Rams. Isn't that beautiful?
Well, so the thing is, yes, I do feel bad for him that he was with, one of the worst teams in sports for a really long time. That does suck. But at the end of the day, he is getting paid millions of dollars to play something that we usually pay to
What?
play, and he has
No,
a really hot wife. So it's kind of hard to feel bad for the guy. Like, yes,
it's been a hard life.
you played for the Lions for the majority of your career, but you're getting
It was
paid millions of dollars to do a job that's better than my job, and I don't get paid millions of dollars. So,
You're not wrong.
all
You're
things
not wrong
considered,
about
I
these
don't
things
feel
you're
that
saying
bad for
for
him.
it. What I would say though is that Calvin Johnson and Barry Sanders both retired to not have to play for the Detroit Lions anymore. But anyway, that is neither here nor there. As a Buccaneers fan, I really don't have too many stones to throw, and I also actually kind of root for Detroit every once in a while. And we're kind of, I think they should be excited with the future now with Motor City Dan Campbell. You know, they're over there biting kneecaps and shit. It's good times.
Just munching away on those kneecaps.
I mean, they probably got to get rid of Goff, but that's the stance right now. You know, maybe Goff will turn it around. Who knows? What do I know about
Probably
any of these
not,
type of things?
but maybe. It's possible. It's not likely, but it's possible.
Wait, do you, as a young athletic man, which we could tell from your biceps, are you a current player of the impact of the sports?
I do. I play football. I play the mercenary class, which is, basically whoever doesn't show up, I do their job for them because, if you're not
Yeah.
at the field, you can't actively play your position.
Mercenary class.
Yup,
I
yup.
like it.
What's your
Good
position? I'm a
position.
mercenary. I play everything.
Play a little of everything, you know, wherever needed.
Yep.
How long have you been playing now?
11 years, 9 seasons.
11
COVID
years,
took off a
19.
couple years for me, but
Right.
yep. Other than that, playing through. Um,
Cool.
I do have a story about the Super Bowl though that I thought was pretty funny. So
About the one that just passed?
yeah, so I was at a
Okay.
sports bar at a table with several other football playing gentlemen that haven't played in several years. They're all there with their girlfriends, and it was me and one other dude that were still like active football players watching the Super Bowl, and we were getting super hype because we were also very hammered at this point. Everyone else at the table was also drunk, but they weren't really watching the game. They're mostly just there to like be at a bar. So between me and this other dude, we were getting super hype. We're like yelling at the TV and stuff. At one point, I remember some play happened. I got super excited to start yelling, "Let's go!" And like this lady who was sitting like across, like underneath the TV, she like turns around and gives me like the biggest scowl. Like, "What are you yelling about?" And I'm like, it's fucking. This is Super Bowl Sunday. Like, why are you quiet? What are you doing? This is what we're here for.
I think a lot of people get confused about where they are in certain circumstances and how to act accordingly.
They're
Two
like,
such
listen,
things.
you being loud and obnoxious, unacceptable, which in most situations I would agree with. But in
It
a
was
sports
Super
bar,
Bowl Sunday.
Super Bowl Sunday, in a sports bar, if you're being quiet, you're the one being inappropriate because you're not hype enough.
It was a damn good game. It wasn't like you were just acting crazy the whole time. It was a
Right.
damn good game.
Yeah.
Your boy Cooper Kupp. I think your boy Cooper Kupp really arose to the occasion. Not only throughout the playoffs, by of course eliminating my Bucks, but those plays, like he's not necessarily a tall receiver, and they gave him that corner pass to the end zone. He goes up, beats the corner, brings it down for a beautiful touchdown.
How tall
And
is
he really, I don't know, but he's definitely not known for his height. So he's got to be like 6 foot something, if I had to guess. Like probably 6'1", 6'2". It is crazy that like those guys you don't think are tall are still in their 6 foots.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're just not monsters, I guess what it comes down to. But either way, that was a beautiful catch, and I think he had to really step it up. After Odell went down early.
Yeah, definitely changed the.
Plus, your boy Eckers was struggling out there. Or am I thinking about the Buccaneers game? Either way, I don't know if there was that much of a running game. What I did like to notice was my boy Luke Wilson. Of course, as a defensive guy myself, good old Luke Wilson was just out there putting the Lord's work in. I want to say it was Luke Wilson. Shit, I hope I'm saying it right. But just typical white boy linebacker, just out there, trying his best, doing the Lord's work.
To answer the question, Cooper Kupp 6'2". I just looked it up.
Yeah, see, exactly. So it's not even like he's not tall.
Like I'm 6'4", so he's your height.
Yeah, I guess so. Which I'm technically somewhat tall, but not for the NFL, man.
Like average human, yes, you're a tall human, but for NFL standards, yeah. Like I think Kyler Murray, who looks like a toddler out there, I think he's like 5'11".
Yeah.
He's like 5'11".
Yeah,
that's a tall dude, and he looks like a toddler. Like it makes no sense.
Ridiculous. Anyway, I'm glad you asked about Mr. Michael Alstott, the A Train. And some have known him. Did you know, Corey, this guy was drafted to the Buccaneers back when 1996. Were you still alive in that time? Actually, yes, you were.
I was 1 year
old. Just a wee little lad trying to figure it all out. And anyway, at that time, Michael Alstott was coming out of Purdue. Now, Corey, we're talking about a guy who's coming out of Purdue after being three-time MVP of his college team. His sophomore year, 12 touchdowns right out the gate when they finally started giving this guy the ball. Junior year, 18, no, maybe 14. I don't know. We're checking these exact stats. One of those two, a shitload of touchdowns. Senior year, he dropped down to the 12-10 range. Still, dude, that's double-digit touchdowns 3 years in a row. And Purdue
play in college.
I think they play like 10-9.
Wow, so that's more than a touchdown a game.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, he was kicking ass, taking names, dude. He was. I think he may still be their leading rusher, unless there was some dude in 2006 that he beat his single season record for rushing yards. Yeah, I think so. I think the guy in 2006 took his single season record for rushing touchdowns, but he still holds Purdue's, overall all-time rushers. I think like 3,000 something yards. So he'll probably hold it for a little while. It's hard for college running backs to get yards nowadays.
Right.
But anyway, speaking of Purdue, they actually have a lad coming out, Mr. Pickens. Fuck, I knew the name, but yeah, it's escaped me now. Anyway, he's coming out of the draft. Might be the number one quarterback taken in the draft this year.
Not a whole lot this year, right?
No, it's not exactly a very good draft class, so it might not be saying a lot about the guy. But hey, he's still probably number one. So he's probably going to get paid a shitload of money.
It's a good year to come out of college for him.
It definitely is. It's apparently a very good year to be coming out of college. Anyway, my boy Mike Alstott hits the NFL. And Tony Dungy's like, listen, dude, we got us a pretty good running back here already. His name is Warren Dunn, which we have to do another video on another time. Great dude. Great guy indeed, but we will talk about him at a later time. So he's like, listen, we kind of need you to play fullback since you're a big lad. And he's like, yeah, I got you guys. So runs in there, like, not great yards overall. I mean, but keep in mind, he's a fullback, and this is in the NFL when they're mostly just having fullbacks block. He was one of the first ones to kind of run out there and start actually carrying the ball. So rookie year, about 300 yards, nothing too spectacular, but he did set his career high of almost 600 yards receiving that year as a rookie, and was therefore selected to his first second team All Pro. He was in the running for offensive rookie of the year. This weird guy named Eddie George down in for the Oilers took it. Some other guy. I think he went for Nashville and ran some balls or something.
Happened
Anyway,
years ago. Who knows?
Eddie George. Anyway, we'll talk about Eddie George another time. But anyway, so yeah, Mike Alstott didn't win the Rookie of the Year, which it's hard to do as a freaking fullback, but he did come in third. Pretty cool. From there, he actually proceeded to take on 6 Pro Bowls, Corey, 3 first team All Pros. And I think he didn't get quite all the respect he deserved. Nowadays that he has retired, he should be in the Hall of Fame and should be discussed among the best fullbacks. But I think it's just kind of hard for the NFL to be like, fullbacks in the Hall of Fame? What? You mean those half running back guys? The blockers? Anyway, so yeah, Mike Alstott, pretty cool guy, a lot of Pro Bowls, but what was really cool is he was kind of part of the turning of the Buccaneers. He joined them when they still had those god-awful creamsicle colors. While he was with them, they switched over to the red. As he actually scored the very first Buccaneers touchdown in a Super Bowl when they went and beat the Raiders. He's also, been the reliable workhorse for them. If not for him, I don't know if Warren Dunn would have had the stats he had when he was down there in Tampa. Obviously, some stellar blocking in addition to his run game. And he actually held the record for most Buccaneer touchdowns with 71 up until last year when Mike Evans just beat him and took the record. So now Mike Evans is the all-time leader as far as touchdowns go for the Buccaneers. Definitely worth doing another video on, but probably in the future once our boy retires. He's still in the prime of his career right now. But anyway, Mike Alstott, what was this? All right, we're just going to ignore your blasphemy.
My man has a million injuries. I've not seen that guy have a healthy season last like 3 seasons.
And yet he still has the most consistent 1,000-yard receiving yards ever. NFL records, probably, what is this now, 8 years in a row with 1,000 yards every single season? It is, in fact, an NFL record, in case you were wondering, Corey.
I believe it's a record. I believe he's a great player. But saying he's in the prime of his career, whenever he hasn't had a healthy season in like 3 seasons, is a bit of a stretch.
He doesn't need to have a healthy season to have an awesome season. All right. Just being on for every single game is crazy talk. All right. Anyway, up until literally Mike Evans just took his record last year, Mike Alstott was the all-time leading touchdown scorer for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Finished his career with about 5,088 yards rushing, 3.7 average, which if you add that up, Corey, that is a first down if you give him the ball 3 times. And he had 2,000 to about 500 yards receiving to add on to that. So he ended his career with about 7,500 yards from scrimmage to end it all. Pretty great career for my boy Mike Alstott. Played about 11 years as a fullback. That's impressive. His last year, he kind of ended up on injury reserve the whole year. That was part of the 2007 Bucks, and he didn't miss much. We got our ass kicked in the playoffs. It was pretty lame. But anyway, that is Mike Alstott in a nutshell, our first person we covered here on Impact Sports, because he is kind of the epitome of impact sports and really was sort of an icon of what you would look back to, that old school ground and pound football. And you think of Mike Alstott, I think. You think of the A-Train. You could go back and see his highlights. You'll see a guy who gets hit and runs through contact. Known for yards after contact, that's for sure.
So, would you say that fullbacks are the tight ends of running backs? Like
the tight end,
a receiver is to a tight end what a fullback is to a running back. They're like linemen slash.
Yeah, I think you meant to say the tight ends of receivers.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, a lot of offenses don't even really use fullbacks nowadays. They're not as necessary. It's kind of a good indicator you're going to run the ball too, especially since most running just kind of comes out of that I formation. Sometimes some running back, some teams run a lot of shotgun. But yeah, fullbacks not really used much nowadays. Main one is just got to know how to catch, like Kyle Juszczyk. He's still seeing some time and some utility out there, but the guy can catch the ball. So that's why he's still being used.
Cool. Well, any closing statements on your man, the A Train? Impact Sports in general?
This was one of my favorite Buccaneers growing up. That's for sure. He definitely showed what it looks like to play hardcore football and the results you get from it.
Agreed.
That's what I have to say about him.
All right.
All right, Corey. This has been an excellent first episode here of Impact Sports. Before we sign off, though, I would like to shout out to our non-sponsors who will eventually be sponsors once they notice how amazing this whole content is. You ready for this, Corey?
Oh, I'm ready for it.
Celsius. Now, I'm not the type of guy who likes to just put any old garbage into my body, right? I like to stay healthy. I like to make sure we're not getting too fat, not getting too powerful either. So that's why I drink Celsius energy drinks. They are a healthy alternative to most of those sugar-rated, completely nasty energy drinks you'll find at the gas station. Get out of that. Get you some Celsius. Try out the whole variety pack. There's a cola flavor. There's my favorite, which is actually the peach vibe. They got a little bit of tropical vibe in there too. They got grape. They got all kinds of shit, dude. It's really kind of cool. Celsius is an amazing energy drink. And Corey, what was that non-sponsor you want to talk about?
I don't know, man. I wasn't ready.
Dude, what do you mean?
Let's see, what do I got? All right, I got something for
What
you.
about Celsius, bro?
Look, I want to sponsor here this fine Smirnoff.
Oh yeah, Smirnoff Ice, the chorus. Yeah, it's an excellent beverage.
This is the black flavor.
Oh
I
yeah.
personally don't drink Smirnoff because I prefer beer, and it's kind of a low percentage also. Well, actually, never mind. I take that back. This is 7% alcohol, guys.
Yeah, that's why people drink.
If you want to get fucked up on something that doesn't taste bad, Smirnoff's there for
Right.
you.
Exactly.
Getting drunk.
I'm a big fan. I don't like to just pound beers indefinitely. Sometimes I like to mix in a little Smirnoff, or up here in the States, we like to call it seltzers. So we will mix in a seltzer into my drinking of beer because I get to do beer endlessly sometimes. It's a bit much for me as a delicate flower that I am.
I hear you.
Anyway, Corey, I have one more non-sponsor for you before we sign off on this here beautiful program. Are you ready for it, Corey?
I'm ready for it.
It is taquitos.
Yes!
These little chips here, dude, they will mess you up. Let me tell you, dude. You're looking for a bag of chips. Oh, fuck you up. Taquitos is a bag of chips for you. Let me tell you, dude. These chips are amazing. I like to eat them with another bag of chips that's not hot. That's how I eat my taquitos, okay? I like to maybe try some white cheddar popcorn in there. Because you need to calm these fire boys down, is what it comes down to. They're fired up.
If you feel like you're eating other chips and it's getting you fat, don't worry. Just eat taquitos. One bag will clear out your entire system, and then it's like you never ate anything.
We don't suggest that. Honestly, here at Impact Sports, we suggest eating your taquito bag in a 3 eating, or even a 4 chip eating sequence, where you will also mix in another bag of chips that's not fucking fiery hot. So what you want to do is eat like a quarter of your bag, right? And that mix, but while you eat one taquito, then you have 2 or 3 of the ones that aren't hot, and that's how you go about getting through this bag of taquitos, dude. But dude, they're an amazing
what if you
bag
want the laxative effect, though? What if you want the laxative effect?
If you want to die, that's fine. But Impact Sports won't stand behind it, okay? Let me tell you that much. We will not recommend that to our fucking audiences, okay? We do not recommend you eat the whole bag by itself, and we certainly recommend a spotter while you eat your taquitos. But let me tell you, an amazing bag of chips, and they are such a great sponsor for us
I'm
here
here
in
for
Attack
it.
Sports. I love it, dude. Love
Taquitos!
it. Taquitos are just amazing. Anyway, Corey, we've been here long enough. We've talked about the A train. We talked some shit about some other NFL receivers. Oh yeah, Goff. Well, I think a lot of people are talking shit about that poor guy. He needs to figure his life out there.
Take that,
Corey,
Goff. How dare you make millions of dollars and do something I wish I could do?
dude. Well, no bullshit. If he doesn't figure it out this year, he's probably not going to make it do any more millions. But we'll see what happens. Maybe he will. I don't know how that contract is. It might be totally guaranteed. It might just be Detroit Lions and Goff forever.
Forever and ever. You can never retire. Just
Anyway,
they wheel his corpse out onto the field and just flop it there. And they just like snap the ball and it bounces into the end zone.
enough slander onto the Detroit Lions franchise, okay? We need to move on here. This has been a splendid first episode. We will reconvene for another episode at another time. Let me tell you, that is what may or may not happen.
All right. Well, Impact Sports signing off.